That is not what's happening on screen. What the heck? Okay. Try this way. There we go. Let me close this. Alrighty. It has been 2 months. I have no clue what I was doing last. Is there nothing? Oh, there's nothing to do with it. Okay. I think we wanted to get in here, right? Just useless. How's the doctor? Oh, it's the Deadman. Did we tell her? We gotta call the library. Seems like we know it's him, right? There's the working class lady, isn't that what they call her?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Okay, we'll dial a random number.
Calling. Still calling. Again? Seriously? Someone with a masculine voice picks up.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, you're electricity.
From electricity?
No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
Oh no. What? Why? Okay.
Who is this?
It's so fucked up.
Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that?
Oh my god.
Just tell me what's going on here. Bien, come here.
The sounds are muffled. You can make out two people, a man and a woman called Bien. They're talking to each other in agitated voices. There's a shuffle of feet. Children, maybe. More shouting. You're pretty sure you hear a man saying fuck several times. Then the crackle in the phone line gets violently louder, like the surf breaking. You can't make out a single word, just vague voices. One more, a child has joined.
Oh
Something
no!
or falls over.
No!
Footsteps approaching.
No!
Something hits the phone with a loud crack of plastic and microphone hiss. After that, you are left with the disconnect tone.
What the hell are you doing?
That was just that was awful.
You're right, you shouldn't have.
That was
Let's
just
go.
chaos.
I've had enough of this phone booth.
God, it's terrible. All right. Gets on the game, immediately causes chaos between that family. We've been across from this way. Now we have the villages over here. How do I call the library? Do I have to do from the station car? I'm guessing that's what it's gotta be. Ooh, money. Money. God, how far do I have to go for it? Oh, okay, it's not as far as I thought. What's this? No boats in the house. Oh, some boards are going on. Nice! Ooh, and some glasses. I am flush with cash right now. What's this?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Ooh. Physiocacus. Why this many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Oh, God.
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about the people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
With people against
A
the
host
wall.
of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Orderly, familiar.
The
Hey,
point
Jay,
has
thank you for
joined the
joining the party.
party.
Yes, we do. We do love Kim. Freaking
Comrades,
awesome.
the forsaken,
Straight-laced.
the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
He's the perfect balance between the the insanity that I play with. The line is soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
If they're wearing dark coats, then they're not the loyalists, right? The
Men
loyalists
of
were
duty.
yellow, right?
Dark duty.
Who were they?
Murderers, twisted by orders, young boys forced into killing.
Kim, marry me, please. You're not in love with him, are you? Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Unplay into that. Just finding money and more money. There's not like that. It's not like that shit. It's pretty accessible. What is this? Oh, it's okay. no clue where I should be going next right now. Somewhere near the boardwalk at the abandoned fish market. Didn't we find his jacket? Okay, guard a bird. See. Kim's not gonna be happy. I'm surprised he hasn't said anything about the boots. Of the jeez. See what's up further this way. Oh, I'm guessing this is Morel? Or Morel, how this name's pronounced. One of them is the zoologist.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
What are you collecting?
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Good evening.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you. I was waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice water lock.
The waterlock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He fastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. Phasmid? What is a phasmid?
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
He's hunting a ghost bug. A ghost bug. Okay.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators, or scientists, in our present case.
I see. What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defenses that allow it to interfere with animal perception, impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
I see.
But I cannot describe how these defenses work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
A ghost insect, he said? These people are looking for a ghost.
It's okay, so what kind of nets are these? What kind of... That's what I'm wondering about now. He's gonna catch a ghost insect. So ghost hunters.
No, that is precisely what we're not. We are zoological specialists, looking for an extant species of phasmid.
How big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
Okay. Why are you so interested in this stick bug? Isn't there more sensational animals out there?
typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of of any cryptozoology's career. But to study it and its defenses, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So it's a ghost stick bug that no one's ever found.
Not yet. That's what makes it a cryptid.
I see.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
The cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite
Have you now?
firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
What makes you think the phasmid is here in Martinez?
There was a credible sighting here recently. A pair of teenagers described a creature that matched the Insulindian phasmid to an uncanny degree, despite not knowing what it was themselves. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out?
I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier for a species with a small population to survive.
It's pretty clever of them.
Insulindian phasmid.
Oh, shoot.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. Very little. Not... I know
this.
It's clear that his
By which I mean, I have to resist the thought.
He means asexual
It's
Yes,
clever.
the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Tell me more about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Lena just... Oh, Jesus, my... So I've got something stuck in my throat. Lena designed the traps?
Yes,
How do the traps work?
simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out.
How couldn't it get out?
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
Why do you need to ask what he's using as bait? You just said it's attracted by locusts. What are you using as bait?
Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick bug. Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
What will you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
You have.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you something else.
Yes. What?
Lana seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
He looks south, where Atlanta should be.
Come on,
Could
Morel.
be.
We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not. I won't let Lena down.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Come on, you're doing this for yourself, not her.
I'm doing this for science, and so is she.
I didn't know the Phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Yeah?
She's seen it.
Really? She's sighted the Phasmid?
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian Phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check on the traps later?
No, no, no. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the Phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
I doubt it's going to starve in a day if you have put it in a trap with tons of food in there.
He's dead set on this.
He is a fool. He will die.
I could go for some trap setting.
Okay, what if we checked on the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Cryptozoology and detective work are very similar. Chaos is my method, and I am its scion. I'm all in with this cryptid shit. I'm hooked. Chaos. Chaos is my method, and I am its scion.
Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help.
Okay, where are these traps? Literally right in front of you.
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near.
Oh, never mind, I guess not.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them...
I will be right back. I'll be back.
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification, Kim.
Is it?
Hasten looked to convince the small shrug. But the small shrug indicates why not.
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Haha, see? What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of these here fangled contraptions?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
And what if I encounter the phasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed.
No.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
No, I'm good.
Your choice. As I said, the chances of you encountering the phasmid are next to zero.
But you feel you should have it on you. Something bad might happen.
No.
Don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll make you sexier.
Okay, Inland Empire and electrochemistry convinced me. He doused through the odd-smelling spray, a double helping as you present your other armpit, and he gives a satisfied nod.
This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. Well, I'm ready. Let's get to it.
Which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too. But what if the information is vital? On the hunt. What about his eager-to-leave friend Gary there? Talk to him too, perhaps.
Okay. We'll ask him about his cryptozoology later, before he became... Many pages, careful. Cages and pages, careful. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up.
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his
That
notebook.
is not cool. That's so fucked.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about, after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
I am neither of those things, I can assure you. I am a by-the-books, clean-as-a-whistle officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion. But someone has to stay strong for Revacol.
Revacol? His gaze shifts to a pile of soggy logs at his
He
feet.
pronounces Revacol with a hard K, unlike other people.
Yeah.
Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
You said Yellow Man. That's not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Alright, say I believe you. You look like the kind of man who knows it's a crime to lie to an officer.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
I need information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How'd you get into the trash container, Gary?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
To store his stuff?
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash compactor?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Do?
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay. Then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changed his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
He's visibly relieved it's over.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
We'll do that after. So Gary, you live nearby? In an apartment in Martinez?
Sure do, officer.
Mr. Clare must be very angry with you.
Mr. Everard?
The color drains his face. Yeah, he insisted I open the door to your apartment.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
Really? I don't even know what it was about. I just opened the door.
Whatever it is, tell him I'm silent as the grave. I was probably talking too loud in the Whirling the other night about some theories. I won't do it
Theories?
again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay?
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
You're surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Oh, truly, you screaming yellow man. No offense. No, no offense. No.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
Yeah.
Well, this is that racist.
He gestures toward Gary as though he were presenting a work of art. This is the racist. Oh, our lucky little racist here.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
You have a problem with steel lights?
No, no problem at all.
Flashes an impenetrable smile, Lieutenant.
Sounds like some conspiracy topic. You might be able to discuss it with him when the lieutenant isn't here, if you can remember it.
Do you know anything about the man hanging behind the whirling in rags?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
He shifts uncomfortably in his clothes.
Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morell with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
After all this time with Morell, he must have an opinion on cryptids. This could lead to a good one.
I'm into cryptids. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, yes, the burning rhino. Morell doubts he's real, but I don't much care, because I won't be the one looking for him out in Safra Serai.
What's a burning rhino?
A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly by night. Well, at least the males do.
How do they
They
burn?
have special ducts just above their shoulder blades that secrete a combustible fluid. When the rhino is just beginning to light itself, it looks as though it has wings of fire.
These guys sound insane.
But how is this combustible fluid lit?
How does the lighting of this fluid actually work?
The rhino starts running very fast to build heat, then stops, raises its head, and sparks fly from its neck, setting its back ablaze.
I want to be just like that rhino, running through the night with guns blazing.
We don't really do that around here.
Perhaps we should have more such decisive action in Revachol. You know, this city used to be a flaming rhino once. A long time ago.
Why only the males?
The flames are not just for decoration. They are an integral part of the beast's mating behavior.
How so?
During the burning rhino's mating season, herds of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle herds of female rhinos, forming a fiery ring as they begin to copulate loudly.
Ah.
Local peasants call it the passion ring. They fear the rhinos, as perhaps they should. Anyway.
The lieutenant sighs, without looking up from his notes. It's clear that burning rhino is dear to him on many levels, some even spiritual.
You said Revachol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way.
Yeah?
The stupid way? He winks at you, trying to relay some hidden message, inviting you to mispronounce it too, perhaps. It's odd. It's a secret rite, a very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Okay. Well, I doubt I can get this, but let's roll the dice.
Is he? He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Gary, are you cross-dressing by any chance? Are those prayer beads I keep hearing? Gary, are you currently sporting some anal beads?
You wouldn't be able to hear if you were wearing anal beads. Please excuse my colleague's humor.
What?
Working this murder case is taking a toll on us both. You don't quite have to answer that yet.
What he means is, Working on the case is taking a toll on you, and working with you is taking a toll on him.
Of course. Of course.
He forces a grin, no doubt hiding some colossal anal beads up his butt as he does so. Fucking Steve. I love this. Crumbling military blockades. A buoy bobs in the water. This is 11. It's possible to fire going near this ocean. Ooh, money. Anything up over here? No. This is it. Did we go? Yeah, we did. We came from this way. That's where we got some of the other money. If I remember, I'll check on them. I'm not specifically going for it, though. Didn't I find that jacket? It's up here, right? Wasn't it hanging on the fence? It was all grody. Wait, what jacket was up here then? I could have sworn I remember there being one. Or did the guy lose his jacket again or something? Or we gotta go back anyway. The fisherman shacks.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's in your mind, officer?
I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
What?
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
It's an installation, It's very conceptual. It's a sign of the carnage to come. The Great Culling. I wasn't feeling it. It was an accident, I'm sorry. I got drunk and apparently drove in the sea. An official investigation has been launched by me to determine just that, ma'am. No, we're going with Crazy Cop. It's a sign of the carnage to come. The Great Culling.
Quite the sign. An eyesore too. Situation calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
Suggesting that we honor the carcass of my former motor carriage.
Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
I don't think they have funerals for motor carriages. What an odd thought. Maybe I should. I don't want a funeral. I hate death.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Life world? Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers. Play it cool now.
Alright, I'm in. But organizing a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
But you just said to give it a funeral.
That's all we have time for right now anyway. Come back here in June and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we don't do more frivolous side activities, like rejuvenate the doomed commercial area or...
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
Good seeing ya. I'm guessing I asked for the tattooed man at some point. Showed his photo.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't
you have the
keep you
jacket?
up at night. What can I help you with?
I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me?
I can wash it for you. But it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long?
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
The lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. Yeah, we can wait.
Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope you take better care of it than its last owner.
I'm off. Oh, damn. Shit, that is pretty nice. Okay. Let's get it to them. They're out over here, right? They're not out over here, and I also did not need a fast travel because I was literally right there. Here they are. His jacket, his jacket
Tequila
suit though.
sunset.
Got your jacket, freshly
My
washed.
jacket?
It's pretty filthy though, so I got it cleaned for
A
you.
look of consternation crosses the man's face. He looks at you, then at his bottle, then back at you.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila?
Is you talking? You're saying this isn't your jacket?
Falm? That's medium concept stuff, not my style at all. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe you should lay off the booze. It's fucking with your head.
It becomes abundantly clear to you how this man managed to lose his keys, business, friends, and girlfriend. I'm calling it. It's neurological.
What dark shit? Your loss. I'll keep it for
That
myself.
shit is so medium concept, I wouldn't touch it with a stick. But yeah, okay. I'm sure it looks great on you.
It's an okay jacket, if you are into that look. Okay, let's step aside for a second. I have something I want to talk about.
What do you want to talk about, Kim?
I've been meaning to have a little chat with you about your sense of style.
My style? What about it?
I'm glad you finally started dressing a little more like an officer of the RCM. Keep it up.
Your half-brother is
Hey!
proud to stand beside you.
Regular cup, regular clothes. You like this? I feel like it's really clear from my style. Say, why aren't you wearing a pig suit? What the fuck?
The lieutenant regards you for a moment, unsure whether you're making a joke or not, and
Yeah.
if so, whether he should acknowledge it.
Nah, I'm chilling. Like, this is normal cop wear.
Right, detective. You are one regular cop. You know the expression, the clothes make the man? The right outfit in the right situation can make all the difference in the world.
Okay. You're sharp dressed, man. We could be style buddies.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective.
A warm smile.
Anyway, we should probably get back to the case. Let's go.
Alright. Go to the waterfront. Church? That was a church? Samar and butter. Ice cream maker. Pile of clothes. Pile of clothes. Pile of clothes. Oh, we analyze exposure. Sing karaoke, explore the secret passage. Who made the call? Take time. If there's something she wants to tell you, or perhaps I present her with the badge. The chimney. I don't know who the lady driver is. Find fuel. Wait, didn't I get that? Oh, and I have my badge too. I do have fuel. Yes! Yes! The bird. Okay. Okay.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Radio.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library.
Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on a Billy Majon, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
On Moreau Drive in central Jamrock, in a darkened hall lit by orange desk lamps far away from the noise outside, a middle-aged man taps commands into an old radio computer. A printout falls on the desk. Behind him, a lonely reader scours some dusty bookshelves, looking for a paperback.
Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Here's someone answered from afar.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Haynes. So Billy Majon is not a man. How'd your colleague know that it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
Librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
Thank you. That's all from me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Librarian hangs up the call and gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
Do you find out more about the owner of the armored boots?
Not yet. But I was able to convince the database people to share private sector information. They promised to get back to me by tomorrow morning. Do you have any other questions?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped and fell through a hole in the boardwalk, hit his head against a metal bench.
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
Seems like it was an accident.
No field autopsy necessary. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. Found a library card from his pockets.
Any information on the library card?
It's from the Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Majon.
Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Done with the radio for now.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see the afternoon sun shimmers off the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Wait, why am I thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to...
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
Very interesting design.
This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Want to roll over in the first sharp corner.
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
Turn your attention to the motor.
Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really puts the loco back in locomotion. Point to vehicle. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it backing in there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
Must be an advancement of the KR-18GU engine on the older 40 models, right?
Yeah, you know it?
Just the basics: cast iron block, swirl chamber injection, dual change driving overhead cam shifts, 2 valves per cylinder, hydraulic valve lash adjustment.
Yes, that's right. I'm very impressed that you know these things.
A fine machine.
Yes, an extraordinary machine.
Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
Ever thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
If we ever get this case solved, maybe we could do it together?
You want to help? Thank you for the offer. That might be fun. Let's do the case first, though, alright?
Heck yeah.
He liked the idea.
Alright, let's move. See, as much of an insane person as I am, constantly confounding Kim, he's like, yeah, he's still a good guy deep down. He's just an insane detective. Okay, we're gonna go to the wall, and then we're gonna go to Joyce, and then we're gonna go to. Should I go to Everett now? Or not Everett? I'll go to Gart now. Give him a bird. I'm gonna give him a new bird. I could also tell her husband's back on his way, or on his way back.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
You never told me you've seen the Phasmid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's rambling.
No. I really want to know.
Reflexively, the lieutenant read his familiar notebook.
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one. Many times my height, I remember. When all of a sudden...
Where was it and how old were you?
I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5.5 in Betancourt in the suburbs. My grandmother had a summer home there.
Betancourt got bombed in the war. It used to be quite near, circa 20 kilometers from here.
What happened?
The strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved. Not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved, swaying, towering above me. After a while, 20 seconds, a minute maybe, it left, went into the reeds.
Did you follow it?
I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there knee-deep in mud, looking around me.
Then what?
I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking at me. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly. But then I met Morel. We were on our first date when I told him my story. You should have seen his face. He said my descriptions matched the phasmid down to a T. Its white marble limbs, the way it moved.
So that's how they met. This is beyond significant for them.
You were on a date?
Our first. Yes.
Golden sighs tenderly.
The sigh is tender. The sigh is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought she can't express.
Its limbs are white.
Interesting.
Not all of them, as far as I remember. Some of them on the inside like stalks of marble, if that makes sense.
How big was it?
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but that's probably not the case.
What if it is the case?
It's possible you imagined it?
Of course. I've thought about it. But Morel says my report matches with the others. And I'm sure I hadn't heard of the phasmid as a child. Nor had my mother or my grandmother. So how did I know what to imagine? It was only when I started telling my story as a teenager that boys would tell me, Lena, you trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian phasmid out there in those reeds? Get out of here. They just give me a cider and ruffle my hair and tell me to stop dreaming. But I saw it.
Kim, what do you think of this?
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
He closes notes and gives her a simple smile.
But I don't believe it. A child left unattended on a warm day. Children make up stories and then end up believing them.
Thank you for sharing this with me.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm.
And your husband on the
Goodness,
coast.
How is he? Did he...
He's fine, man.
Oh, dang it.
As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long.
Yeah, he is.
But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
So your husband's some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
I see.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Should I convince her?
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Len, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
What is the biggest cryptid?
That would be the giant of Kokonur.
She says this as if it's common knowledge.
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
What do you mean, strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
Psychogenous. She does not elaborate the nature of its luminance further. In how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Hui. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
I see.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Alrighty. This has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else.
Of course, dear.
That's all for now, ma'am. Let's give Gart his bird, and then
Can I help you?
Gart, I found a new bird for the whirling.
What is this thing?
The man takes a stuffed bird. That's no biggie, just thought it would look nice on the wall. I'm that kind of cop. This is the ruffed grouse. It symbolizes the might of male courtship rituals. Made serve as a reminder to keep an eye on carouseliers.
Cool. Okay. I was really hoping not to think about the cock carousel any longer because it made me feel like shit. But this is a competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. So, I don't know. Thank you. I'm gonna go with thank you.
I feel good about our work here today. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals.
It's not actually about that, but he liked it.
Where is it? I'll come back for it's like two points, right? I think somewhere. I'll be able to put them. I need authority to talk to that guy. We'll come back another time. We save the game, and that is all for now.